today, 60 Seconds with Chef Adrian Carpenter, Executive Chef Adrian Carpenter of High Cotton in Greenville. And we are talking about Foodie Fest and all the good things that are happening at High Cotton because you're here. So your world travels have kind of taken you all around. You've experienced a lot of different places, and now you're back in the Southeast, and specifically Greenville, for about a year. And we are interested to know, what is it about the Southeast, specifically in the food arena, that makes this a special stop for you?
As far as the Southeast goes, I'm extremely proud of my heritage and where I'm from. I'm from North Carolina, just over the border, not far from here. And the ideals growing up as a child that I embraced, the food and the heritage, and I just kind of took with me all over the country. And I'm happy to be back here and part of it again. So the growing seasons and the sun and the rain, it's all kind of part of it. So I embrace it.
Well, we're lucky to have you back. Tell me what you had for dinner last night.
Well, we tend to eat on the run, if you will, in the kitchen. So one of my cooks prepared some fried chicken in the kitchen. So that's our family meal, if you will.
That sounds like a good thing to have, especially when you're hard at work fixing all these other things. Sometimes the simple, good bounty is what you want when you're busy like that. Well, tell me about growing up in the Southeast in North Carolina. You had a favorite food growing up that somebody special would prepare for you?
Well, probably my favorite foods today were the foods that I hated as a child. So I think the standard things that any kid growing up likes, and we were kind of picky at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't really recall anything that really stands out. I do recall, at 4 a.m. in the morning in my grandfather's garage eating fresh sausage that we cooked in a cast iron skillet. This is some of the things that stick in my mind, and picking wild blackberries in the woods and the cornfield behind my house. So this kind of things stand out in my mind.
That's great, and I'm sure it comes back when you come up with a great creation in the kitchen. And when you're not at High Cotton in the kitchen and you're maybe at home, what do you like to fix?
I like to pick up the phone and make reservations somewhere else, but
seems to be a common theme among
chefs. When you cook all day long for hours and hours on end, then you tend to want to get out and let someone else do the work. If I do cook at home, it's usually something simple: whole roasted chickens or braised items, some ethnic foods of sorts.
That sounds really good. Well, tell me one last thing. Have you been inspired by anything for this year's Foodie Fest menu? Any kind of produce that's in season, or anything that's sort of something you wanted to try new and different, or stick with the same from years past?
Well, I think myself and my crew, we pretty much try to keep everything fresh and new and exciting. So at the end of every night, we kind of stop what we're doing, sit down and walk through the kitchen and check out what we have, and kind of have a creative outlet for what we do have available. And so I think it'll change up quite a bit, and we'll just kind of shoot from the hip, if you will. It's very well thought out, but also kind of a degree of improv as well on a nightly basis.
Very good. Well, I'm sure everybody will be really excited to come and see what you have created for Foodie Fest this year, and it'll be your first one, I guess, back in the Southeast. So welcome back.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.